Hello everybody, it's Sunday. Last time I checked in, I had said it was going to take me about 6 hours just to do one load of laundry, and I wasn't far off. It took me 5 hours to wash and dry one load. And it was because after washing one load of laundry, the water wouldn't drain, and so nothing was like completely rinsed out. So I had to do that, and then I had to dry it like 4 times in order to get it completely dry. Oh, there's a car who's not watching where I am. So we started laundry at 10 o'clock this morning. It's now 4 o'clock, and I completely missed that party I had wanted to go to. Ashley, if you're watching this, I wish you all the best, and I'm really sorry I couldn't make it. I still have plenty of other laundry to do. Sunday is laundry day, and my husband has plans today, and so I told him I'd take care of laundry. So he's busy doing what he originally planned, and here I am. Oh, can you see? See that? See that? So I'm dragging this big old case behind me while I walk to the laundromat, which is thankfully not that far. It's right next to my usual train stop. So it's about a 20-minute walk. And now that I'm on flat ground, I can use the 4 wheels on this thing. Excellent. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm on my way to the laundromat to get this started and hopefully finish before I'm 50 years old. And I brought a book, so I'm going to actually get some reading done. And I might be up late tonight editing, but we'll see how it all goes today. Hello everybody, it's Monday, it's a new day. So doing laundry yesterday ended up taking a couple hours. Thankfully, I got a ride back, so it wasn't a huge deal. At the laundromat, I did get some reading done while I was waiting for the laundry to finally be done and I can get on with my life. I think I read maybe about 20-25 pages of The Darkest Minds, and I listened to Neverwhere for about 20 to 25 minutes. I didn't get very far in either book, and The Darkest Minds, I finally found out how our main character made it to the camps to begin with. And it was a sad story. And with Neverwhere, I'm kind of just trudging along. The more I listen to it, the more I think I might rate it 2 stars. I just don't care what's happening. And I think I might have predicted who the bad guy is. I really hope I'm wrong, because it would be the one interesting thing to happen in this book. The only reason I'm continuing on with this audiobook is because Neil Gaiman is reading it, and he has a very nice voice. So it's kind of like just a nice, relaxing listen. But to the overall story, I just don't give a damn. Hopefully that will change a little bit. I'm right outside of the gym right now. I walked here, and I just needed to take a quick little breather before going in. I did listen to Neverwhere on the way here. It is about a 45 to 50 minute walk from work to here, so I did listen to Neverwhere for quite a bit, and thoughts haven't changed. Or just listening for the sake of listening to it. I don't know if I'm actually going to finish it by the end of this week. I might have to pick something at the super last minute to actually qualify for this NEWT, which is read something with a map. Maybe I'll find something super short that will also count for it. Like I said, I don't know if I'm going to finish it, and I don't know if I care about that. Hi everybody, it's been a couple days since I last checked in. Things have just been really busy for me. Yesterday, I did my usual 9 to 2 at job number 1. I actually listened to Neverwhere for a tiny bit. In the end, like yesterday, I finally upped the speed to 1.75. I did say in my last vlog that I don't like speeding it up, but we're just trying to get through this text now just so I can say that I did this NEWT. And yesterday I also realized that I don't have just one more book to read, I have 2. One is read a book that you just remembered from your TBR, and 2, read a book that's been on your TBR for ages. I think 1 is going to be a graphic novel that I got an ARC of at last year's BookCon. Not the one that just passed, but like 2018. That'll be a fast, easy read, and one that's I just remembered from my TBR is actually a middle grade novel written by my friend Richard Cardenas. His author's name was originally Richard Denny, but he changed it to Richard Cardenas. He's recently asked me to read an ARC of his that's coming out soon. When he gave me this ARC, I realized that I still had a couple of his other books that's been on my TBR for a little while. I own them. So I think I'm going to read one of his middle grade novels because that's like 150 pages and I can easily read that in a couple hours. But today was a day. So on Wednesdays, I usually work 4 to 9 at job number 2. And so I have all day in the morning and early afternoon to do stuff that I need to do. Lately, I've only been able to either pick and choose. either film and edit a video and post it or go to the gym. And today I got to edit a video and it's set to go live tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Super excited about that. I filmed not one, but 2 videos. One's a little rough looking and I think I'm gonna have to hope and pray that editing it will actually make it seem okay. And I actually did household chores too, like cleaned a little bit, ran the dishwasher, and I still had time to pack a lunch, go to the gym, and still have time to catch the train. So I was really pleased with myself, but it wasn't until I had showered and I was ready to leave the gym that I realized I made a fatal mistake due to my hubris. I realized after I got out of the shower at the gym that I didn't pack a bra. So all I had was this really sweaty, stinky sports bra. So not ideal, but there is a Gap near work. So I was actually able to find a bralette that in a style and color that I do not own on sale. So it worked out in the end, and overall it was really just the big guy upstairs teaching me to stay humble, because I needed to go to Gap, because as much as, you know, there's people who are super confident in not wearing a bra outside, I'm not one of those people. I wish I was, but I ain't. Speaking of which, now that I'm right outside work, I need to go put it on so I can, you know, go to work and not be super awkward. And I still have plans to read Neverwhere. I kind of hope that I finish it by the end of the week, but we will see. I actually have the day off on Saturday due to the holiday weekend. So I have a 3-day weekend, super psyched about that, but it means I have plenty of time to read and maybe catch up on some of these NEWTs that I fell behind on. But hopefully the next time I check in, it'll be tomorrow or later tonight and not, you know, days from now. Good morning, everybody. It's Friday, which means I'm doing a full day at job number 2. It looks like that my schedule is going to be changing soon, which is really different. I've had the same schedule for 2 years, and it'll be different actually having part of my Saturday back. I mean, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not looking forward to a permanent 12-hour day every week, but it'll be nice having a half day on Saturdays. Last I checked in, it was Wednesday, and I was rushing to go into work. I continued listening to Neverwhere, and I did continue listening to it on 1.75 speed. So almost 2, not quite 2 though. I tried speeding it up to 2, but I couldn't understand a single word. And it wasn't until yesterday that I finally finished it at job number 1. I'm really pleased that I finally finished it. And while I was listening to it at work on Wednesday, I've noticed that I did start getting more interested in it. Like, the story didn't even become interesting until Richard's at the monastery with the monks and he has to get the key. Like the story didn't become interesting for me until I reached that part. And the bad guy reveal actually did shock me. I thought it was somebody else, but nope, it was not. And I like how at the end there was some character growth for Richard. I didn't love him by the end, but I didn't hate him as much by the end. And so because of all these different changes, I'm actually going to rate this 3 stars. I still think it dragged for too long in the beginning. I think this probably would have been better had it been like one of his novellas. But it's done. I'm free. Not gonna lie, I had this like strange euphoria after finally finishing that stinking book. And I didn't read anything else when I got home from work yesterday. I actually opted to take care of my mental health last night versus my physical health. Instead of going to the gym, I just stayed at home relaxing. The wedding that I was in, the pictures just came out, and so that's what I really did. I looked at those pictures, and those pictures came out beautiful. My friend made such a gorgeous bride. And then I kind of opted to just relax. So I relaxed. I gorged on some pizza. I did not go to the gym, and at the end, I did a face mask. My skin really needed a face mask. I was starting to break out a lot, so my skin was thankful for that. And I was asleep by 10 o'clock, which is wild. I'm never asleep that early. There was a downside of going to bed that early. I woke up at 5:30, and I didn't start dozing again until closer to 6:45. So I dozed for a tiny bit after waking up at 5:30. So not an ideal time to wake up. I think I've just been playing catch up the last couple nights, for sleep, and I think last night I didn't necessarily need to. But I brought what I'm reading today. If it's quiet again today like it was last week, which is doubtful because school is starting up. When school starts up, it's usually pretty busy at the library. I brought this. and I'm pretty sure I'm going to finish it today. I only have maybe 150 pages left of it. And then I brought my Kindle so I can read a book by Richard. I think I'm going to read Brave Like Lily off of this. And I'm looking at it, and I really needed a new cover for this thing. It looks so raggedy. Just look at it. I've had this cover longer since I've been on BookTube. I've been on BookTube for 5 years. And the fact that it always travels in my backpack when I do have it just shows why it's getting really rough looking now. And I brought this, The Three Escapes of Hannah Arendt by Ken Crimstein. This is an ARC I received in 2018 when I went to BookCon. So this has been on my TBR for a while. So this is what that's going to count as. And for read a book that I just remembered from my TBR, what Richard's book is going to be for. So these 3 items are the last 3 items that I absolutely need to finish by the end of day tomorrow, which here's hoping I can do it. I feel like I can. I'm not working tomorrow, so I feel like I'm going to be successful in actually finishing all of these. But, you know, those are some famous last words, so here's hoping that it all works out. Can you see that bullshit? Can you see that? What? Oh, that thing is so big! Oh no. Oh no, no, no. I don't know if you could see that, but that wasp nest was about the size of a basketball. I've never seen one that large in my life. Stuff made of nightmares, all sorts of horrors. Pray to Jesus and ask for his ever-loving protection. So as you can see, I'm walking home. I'm walking far away from that horror show. And while I was at work, I actually did finish The Darkest Minds. And oh my goodness, the ending was so sad. Can't even talk about it because it's meant to be set up for book 2, and also be spoiling it for y'all. But that really hooked me. Towards 3/4 of the way, it got pretty predictable. I knew who's going to eventually betray her. So I'm hesitant on rating this a full 5 stars because of it. I want to think about it for a little while. I want to think about it before I actually rate it on Goodreads. Reading those pages took longer than expected, so I didn't read anything else at work today. It is now the start to my very long weekend. Super psyched for it. But I do have 2 more books to read before this readathon is officially over. So that's what I will be doing either tonight or tomorrow. I'm actually thinking about watching a movie tonight instead of reading, simply because I'm the 2 books that I picked out are relatively short, so I'm not feeling the pressure just yet. But how much do you want to bet I'm going to regret that tomorrow? Hello, your wife. Hey, your wife. Amen. Hi everybody, it's September 1st, which means the readathon is now officially over. Last time I checked in, I was walking home and I said I wasn't entirely sure if I was going to rate The Darkest Minds 4 or 5 stars. I'm going to rate it 4 stars. As much as I loved the story and I became enraptured in it and I was very much into it, there were a few moments that took me out of the story, so I'm going to rate it 4 stars. I did watching a movie. I watched Dumbo, the one directed by Tim Burton, and that was nice. That was a nice reimagination of the original. After watching Dumbo, I had started Brave Like Lily, and I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it very much. There's our boy. I know for a fact I'm going to mispronounce it. Mateo. Sister Lily dies due to a confrontation with the police, and we follow him dealing with that grief and trying to find justice for her. And I absolutely loved how real it felt. At first, I didn't think I was going to enjoy it because it did take me a little while to get into it. But that poor boy buried his way into my heart very quietly, and I really wasn't expecting it. I rooted for him, I cried with him, and at the end, I was just outraged for him. I rated this 4 out of 5 stars. And then later that evening, I had originally planned on reading The Three Escapes of Hannah Arendt. But honestly, when I sat down to read that, I was feeling slumpy and I really wasn't feeling this graphic novel. I opened it up and I didn't really care for the art style, and I was like, I'm not loving this within the 3 pages. Get rid of it. I may eventually sit down with it, but I just didn't want to read it. So I looked through Hoopla. It took me a while to find something to read on Hoopla because I sat down with my Kindle, which, by the way, I replaced the case. So it's less frayed looking. I had it at work and I saw it was just crumbling under my hand, and I remembered why. I actually got it in 2011, and that was the first case I got for it too. So it's very old. It's actually the first generation. And it's so old that I actually can't download Hoopla or any of the library borrowing apps onto it. It's just not compatible. I can't even watch YouTube on it. So I can read books that I buy through Amazon. I can participate in the Prime reading thing, which with Prime you can borrow a book, and I can watch Prime Video on it, but that's it. So not ideal. I had hoped to use the library apps on it, but well. So I looked through Hoopla, and I saw through my favorites, I had favorited Lumberjanes, and I went on my Goodreads page to see when I had placed that on my want to read list. And I've been wanting to read Lumberjanes since 2016. Like, excellent. This can count towards a book that's been in my TBR for ages. So I read that instead, and I liked it. It was quirky, it was fun. You kind of get dropped in the story and you don't really know what's happening. Like, there's no build up, there's no like introducing of the characters. You kind of get dropped in this world and you're expected to follow along, which I wasn't necessarily a huge fan of, but it was fun. It was very laid back. So I rated this 3 out of 5 stars, and I plan on eventually reading volume 2. So with that, I've read 7 books this month. I've completed the O level for Ancient Runes, E level for the Defense Against the Dark Arts, and the E level for History of Magic. I had hoped to read other stuff, but I just didn't get around to it. I eventually plan on filming a wrap-up video just so you can see everything and I can talk everything in one go. And hey, it's some additional content. This week, because I was late in doing my videos at the beginning of the week, I just didn't have the energy to force myself to edit a video for Saturday. So the last week of August, I didn't do my 3 videos a week, but that's okay. I was pretty good about it, and I didn't really see much growth this month. I kept gaining 2 subscribers and then losing 2 subscribers. But yeah, that's it. This is where I'm going to end the reading vlogs. I'm going to continue on my walk. It's really nice out. It's 70 degrees. Beautiful. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I guess that's all for now. Bye, guys.